neighbourhood for the 4th, 5th or 6th annual planting day, whatever it is. As usual, standard procedure, which I go through every year, but here we go again. Sprayed virtually all the sites that require planting, where it doesn't require spraying, the plant is just there and the raw materials is either a bare patch, mulch, whatever. So standard procedure is get down here, dig the hole manually. Most of the time you're dealing with tube size, which is pretty small. There are some 6-inch pots this year. The tree guard, second hand of course, very malleable, get it back into shape as required. Over the top. Bob's your uncle. Yes. Now, suggestion of mine is that because of the number of plants we've got this year, you're looking at approximately 50. With the number of kids we got, you can cycle the procedure of each of the kids.
Well, you are going to do the next one, Jeremy. How about that?
Coast Banks here. This is one of ours. Seed collection, seed germination, planting day. 3 to 4 years old. Very successful in here. Existing specimen on this location. Have a look down here, it's not a mushroom, that's fungus fruit. What that indicates is, that's the seed from fungus which is growing up inside the tree and rotting the trunk away, which is a reinforcing reason for why we are here, because this tree is very close to the end of its lifespan. Aloe-casuarina verticillata, coastal she oak. Hello, casuarina.
Bless you.
This is one of ours. We put this in about 4 to 5 years ago. Virtually non-existent here, as what it is on a lot of the coastline, because settlers discovered that this was fantastic firewood. So they carved these out, burned them, so the coast tea tree took over. In this region, we are on the coastal foredune, which is really strange because on the top of the foredune, we've got Nepean Highway. On the front of the foredune, we've got El Richo dudes building houses. We're on the arse end of the dune, so a little bit of shelter. Now, down here, for some strange reason, we've got 2 main nuisances, which are pine trees, and this, which is a eucalypt. That's an Australian tree, but it's not from anywhere near here. It's from bloody Western Australia, so it doesn't belong here.
So what gave you the idea of this planting day in the first place, Mr. Jones?
Well, the old history of where I used to work, which was Royal Park, Melbourne, right next to the Royal Children's Hospital, which was getting turned into an Indigenous area. Thanks to Jeff Kennett, we got contracted out, the Indigenous replanting got squashed, and I've always had a bit of a keen aspect towards it since then, involved in several aspects of Indigenous planting. I've never given it up. So. This is educational for the kids. This is all about what life's all about. You've got to keep the local Indigenous population of plants, animals, birds, you've got to keep it going. Don't mind the cars, keep this going. Alright?
Okay.
Follow my instructions?
I do. And how many people have you got here today, Alan?
I've counted the plants, but I haven't counted the people. You've got to be looking at about 30 people.
All neighbours?
Yeah. All neighbours, yep. So, it's a local zoo. I didn't do it.
Get that. Oh, beautiful. Is that a bird?
Is this a flower?
I think it was, yeah. Yeah.
See? And fish can eat the rubbish and die.
Keep planting, don't forget the raw materials. It's very personal.
Okay guys, thanks for coming today. This is a very special day, not only for the neighbourhood, but for Alan's family and the Jones family. The tree behind us here was planted by Alan about 6 or 7 years ago. Now it's called a
Aloe-casuarina
verticillata,
verticillata.
casuarina, something Latin, okay? Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Mayor, to say a few short words and thank you very much for what you've done with the bench and of course the park. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Topsy Petchy, the Mayor of Kingston.
Thank you very much. I've got a few sort of notes here that I hope you don't mind me just referring to, because I've got some things I'd really like to say in particular. But first of all, I'd like to thank Paul for getting in touch with me and actually bringing this to my attention, because I really am privileged, despite the fact that I'm the mayor or the local representative. I'm also a member of this community. I just live up the road. I'm an Aspendale resident of 25 years. My children went to St Louis, Kilbreda, everything. So I guess I always say to everybody, we've got a fantastic community. I've lived here longer than I've lived anywhere else in my life, and I stay here because of that community. It's a really strong one, and it's because of the work of people like Alan that really bring us together, draw us together. So it is just a privilege just to sometimes come back and reaffirm that. So again, thank you very much. It was a great opportunity, and I know that I didn't know very much about Groves Reserve. I really hate to admit that. I mean, I drive past here several times a day, but from now on, or since Paul spoke to me, I just thought this has given me a whole new insight into it, and I really will look at this area in a very different light, to know that so many people have put the time in. It's just a beautiful area, and I think quite often people don't have an opportunity to take that in. It's because it's got the highway and the railway line. It's not definitely a place that you go out of your way to walk through. So I'm hoping that through this we're going to really put it on the map, and that people will come down and spend the time. But on behalf of Kingston Council, it really is my pleasure to join with everybody here today in paying tribute to a very, very special person. And of course I speak of Alan, in dedicating a new park bench and the plaque that we have here, a memorial plaque to his memory. I've been told on very, very good authority from Paul that Alan knew how to bring people together. Whether it was a planting day, a barbecue, or indeed a street party. I'm sure you had a few New Year's Eve parties, and that his handyman skills and his humour are very much missed by you all. As a qualified horticulturalist, Alan was instrumental in organising these planting days, an annual planting day, and in that time, with his friends from Mill Street and the residents and neighbours, I'm really quite, it's amazing, you've planted over 500 trees and shrubs. I don't know whether you all realise that, but that's a significant amount of planting in that time. And of course many of those trees are now maturing, and they are an ongoing reminder to Alan's commitment to the environment and the community that he lived in. There is no doubt that Alan was a much loved son, a brother, a husband, a father, a friend, a neighbour, and a respected resident of Aspendale for over 20 years. And of course he's sadly missed. And I would like to just direct my closing words to Ian, Nina and Dylan in saying it's clear to me from everything that I've heard over past weeks and certainly days that your father and your husband was a very, very generous and caring man, and somebody who was greatly loved by all of his friends and will be missed greatly. But of course he has left a terrific legacy to every single one of us, something that we're all going to enjoy for many, many years to come. So on behalf of the City of Kingston, I hope that the park bench and the plaque, which is installed in his honour within the reserve that he loved and surrounded by the trees that he helped to plant and nurture, are going to bring you a lot of pride and a lot of peace in the years to come.
Okay, now we're going to plant a few shrubs and keep Alan's memory alive. He lives all around here. You can feel him. He's here. We're going to keep that going.
I should actually say this is your rates at work.
I like plants. I like plants. I like plants. I like plants. Watch that grow. Too bloody slow. I like plants. like plants. I like plants. Nice and green. Know what I mean? I like plants. I like plants. I like plants. Nice and green. Know what I mean? Nice and green. Know what I mean? I like plants. I like plants. I like plants.